And I think, man, you know, you said a God moment came from telling your story. It's like telling your story is the God moment.
It is the God
Like,
moment.
if you're giving God the credit for it.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? And you're like, look, man, somebody said this, and I've said it in a few sermons now, and I really need to look it up so I can quote them. So if you hear this, forgive me. But like, they said, think of this stat. You have survived 100% of the things you've been through.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I mean? Like, you're still here.
You're here.
You're here. Like, that's an amazing 100%.
Yeah.
Amazing stat.
That's
right?
good stats.
And so telling your story and saying, look, man, like they tried to kill me. I tried to kill me. I could have made this decision. I could have ended up here.
Yeah.
But God, I'm still here. I may not be perfect. I may not be where I need to be, but I'm on my way.
I'm here.
And I think that's a beautiful place to be. You know, you said the point you made about you look out at the crowd and multiple people have similar chapters, right? I'm working on a film documentary called Legendary. And we just did a screening 2 weeks ago. And it went well. A bunch of people came out.
Yes.
And we just showed like a 25% done cut. I just wanted my community to be like, hey, this is on the way. Donate, help out if you can. What you think, get some feedback.
It was fire, bro.
A bunch of good feedback. Yeah. And the Q&A just turned into an affirmation session for me. And I'm on stage, I still struggle with compliments.
Yeah, me too. How do I respond to this?
You know what I'm saying? And
but I say thank you differently this time.
I realize, like, when you don't let somebody compliment, you're rejecting their gift and slapping their hand. So I've learned at least to poker face it and be like, oh man, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? On the inside, I got work to do on the inside to really receive that compliment. But like, I'm on stage and it just turned into, and God would just give me this gift through these beautiful people in the crowd. And then shout out Pastor Sidney Davis. He stood up and told his story. I know Pastor Davis about 15-something years.
Didn't know that.
I ain't know nothing about. He said, I wouldn't recognize my dad if he walked in right now.
Come on, man.
And like, I'm realizing me telling my story. Because I'm always like, I talk about my dad so much. Like, this is getting old to me. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody want to hear this from me again. I'm feeling like everybody done heard my story 50 times because I done told it 50 million times. For somebody, it's the first time. And I just, and got to get out of my head and just tell my story because my story matters. And so we're doing the documentary about me forgiving my dad, coming to Christ, and then journeying into full-time music ministry independently. And then just where that's taken me from racial reconciliation to fighting sex trafficking and filing safe files to like music and speaking and all the stuff, right? Sorry, I hit the mic. All the stuff going on. And so we're telling that story, man, and then somebody says, hey, what's the spiritual basis of this story you're telling? Why are you telling it? And my friend Sarah, shout out Dr. President Sarah Hummel. And I you know, I make some response. It was kind of autopilot, but then I launched into, well, you know, we're telling this story because your story matters.
Boom.
And this really matters. Matter of fact, we might clip in the audio of that because you got it. Maybe clip in the audio of that part, Josh.
Tell your story. Tell your story. The parts you think are insignificant are not insignificant to somebody else. The things you think you're scared to say is the very thing somebody else needs to hear. And I'm not saying tell it from an unhealthy place. Get some healing, process it, get some wisdom on that. But don't tuck your story away because God is going to do something with it.
Just that part right there. And like, and as benign as that moment felt,
that was money shot.
That was the most impactful.
Yes, it was.
The unplanned, unregulated moment. That's what I got the calls and texts about was like, man, just hearing my story mattered, changed me. I didn't know my story mattered. And it's just like, I've heard people starting to move into that purpose because of that moment at the jump. And I was like, wow, like, so it wasn't my film, it was that.
Well, the film was great too.
It wasn't, I worked hard on this film. All I had to do was say this.
Right.
And, but it was a blessing, man, just to see telling a better story and a better narrative matters. And even if the story's tough to tell, because you've been through stuff.
That's even more reason why it needs to.
That's even more reason, bro.
Somebody
needs to hear that, bro. They need to hear that's hope. Because ain't nobody else bringing them hope. It's just some lying rapper in their head sometimes, or some lying politician, or some lying exec, or some boss that is taking out an authority issue on you. Like, whatever. People need better stories. And we got to stop waiting for them or somebody or the person with influence to give it. We just got to tell better stories in our houses, in our communities, in our churches. Our narratives have to be different. And we just got to stop propagating the bad stories. Like, tell the truth, right? If something bad and it sucks, tell it. That's fine. Don't tuck it away to try to act like, don't fake it till you make it. I'm not a fan of that. But man, like, change the negative ending or the part that you can control, the today and the tomorrow, the propagation of things you know aren't healthy. Start to flip that and be like, we're not going to do that no more. I'm not going to disrespect women no more. I'm not going to talk down to myself anymore. I'm not going to dishonor God anymore.
Yeah, let somebody do that to my daughter or do that to my,
You know what I'm saying? Like you got
it works like that everywhere. So.
Right. So like, I remember, man, and I land on this. When I first got started doing music and ministry, I was telling my story about forgiving my dad everywhere. People coming up after shows, man, I ain't talked to my mom in this many years because of what she did. I'm going to call her, bro, thank you. Hugging people, crying, people, praying with people. All this show, open mics everywhere. Like I remember seeing that. I was like, it's powerful. And then fast forward a few years and I went full time and I started getting invited into a lot of white spaces, like more predominantly white spaces, right, to do my music and all stuff. And it was interesting, but it was just like, okay, cool. And I remember my first, but here's what happened. I started to get insecure about my story. Cause
relatable situations.
Well, not even that. It's just the culture has said, you hear the narrative all the time. Look at the poor Black community.
I got you.
And their absent, drug-addicted daddies, and man, let's help them out because they struggle so much. And there's some truth in there somewhere. But like you start to hear that, but I'm getting invited to all these white spaces, so I feel like I'm propagating the stereotype.
Right.
Now I'm embarrassed. Now I'm ashamed. Now I don't want to talk about my story. I'm not about to go in here and talk about my drug addiction. I'm the only Black dude in the room. I'm got my drug-addicted daddy. Like I don't want to talk about this no more. I took my story away. I was embarrassed. And
they got drug-addicted white folk too.
Yeah. That's a fact. But in my head, I was just this stereo. If you want to tell me about that, that's cool. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to give you one more Black story. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I remember I got booked at this beach in South Carolina. It was like my first big event after going full time, like big event. I booked there for a minute, and I'm looking at this. They got this fancy room, and it's a beach outside. And I'm like, yo, I just left my job. Man,
this really meant,
I'm on my way. I'm literally in my room on my knees, praising God, bowing down. God, thank you so much. You're so good.